this is what the path of bhakti is communicating to us, right? What the teachings about you communicating is really what you're doing in this world through this cycle of samsara, up and down through different lifetimes, is it's all trying to direct you to purify your heart, to where you love purely without any selfishness. And so it doesn't matter if you're doing something big, which is ultimately tiny, or you're doing something tiny. If it's done purely, then you're learning the lesson that you're meant to learn in all of this. And that's why what we're going to read today, part of what we will read today, I really find it fascinating because you take the text of Vedanta. There are commentaries on this stuff that get so dense that normal people just can't, their intelligence just can't penetrate it, right? The subtleties and the nuances of understanding, the mind, the ego, the intellect, the subconscious mind. It just like goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Some paths of yoga just go deeper and deeper into that, and it just honestly gets very dry.
Unless you're into it, then it's not dry.
Yeah,
But for the most part, most brains can't wrestle that.
But we even have examples like in our literature of people that were totally into it, and when they tasted bhakti, they said, "Oh my God, what we were eating was so dry."
Yeah.
It's like, so what we're reading today is the pinnacle of Vyasadev's works. He says it himself. This is the work in my maturity. This is the spotless Purana. This is the highest level Vedic text that I'm putting out. And he was given the order to do it by Narada. So he put everything into this. And the 10th canto is the pinnacle of this work. Every verse counts. And he's just going to give us this little description, I don't know, 6 or 8 verses or something like that, about Mother Yashoda calling Krishna, come in from playing, it's time to eat. And the feelings that she's feeling, it's the simplest little thing, but it's the pinnacle of Vedanta. It's just like, it's not like she was some yogi that performed austerities for 10,000 years underwater on her head, and then something broke open and some divine light opened up. No, the pinnacle yogi, the top level yogi, is just has this heart that's just like flooded with love. And she's turning to her son, who is the absolute truth in the most beautiful form of her boy, and saying, it's time to come home from eat. You've been playing enough. Everybody's waiting for you. Your father is waiting. Please come home. What one experiences in that act is the pinnacle of all existence, according to the greatest Vedic philosopher of all time.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York City, Kaustubha. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, and episode 1668. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to our beautiful Zoomers. If you want to be a Zoomer, you know how to do it. You go to wisdomofthesages.com, get the magical link, or email Miss Mara at wisdomofthesages. What's your email address? Wisdomofthesages108 at gmail.com. And she'll send you the magic link to join us in the morning. Kaustubha, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Raghunath.
Did you go see the Acharya? Radhanath Swami showed up yesterday
at
the Bhakti Center?
Yeah, it was really, really nice. And I'll go spend some time with him later today. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Well, today's the big day.
Spoke, you know what he spoke on? Because, the 60th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada landing in America is coming up. This weekend. I think it's on Saturday. It was the day that he touched ground on America.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
And he really, it's not like I haven't heard the story before, but he told the story in some greater detail than I'd ever heard before. But of Srila Prabhupada's journey to America. on on a cargo ship, like a 38-day journey to New York. And you know, he's like this sensitive person, like he takes thinking to deeper levels than most people do. So he's got this empathy,
Hmm.
and that it allows him to kind of like I'll hear the details and I'll just kind of skip over them or just hear
Right.
them as kind of ordinary, and then he goes into it and then shows you what's so significant, about that journey, like, you hear he had 2 heart attacks on the way, and then you kind of just like, okay, yeah, check, like I got that detail down. But
Right.
he went into, like, from day one, the seasickness that Prabhupada was experiencing, then he went into his diary, like, what he was writing in his diary and what he wasn't writing in his diary, and what that revealed, it was like for 7 days he couldn't write anything, because he was just so sick. Then he had 2 heart attacks, like this is all early on in the trip, and then the prayers that he got there, those prayers that he wrote.
Those are the best.
But it was like he didn't think anyone was ever going to see those. Those were kind of discovered,
Right.
like,
Right. You're writing to yourself almost. You're
yeah,
just like
just writing
emptying
with
your
Krishna.
mind or emptying your heart. And now they're worthy of being, you know, painted on a cathedral or something, or
Yeah,
chipped in stone.
but you just think, like, most people, I mean, I suppose people journal and everything, but when we hear those, you kind of think like, okay, this person's composing this to share with people. But he wasn't. He was just writing these from his heart to God. That was it. And they're incredibly beautiful prayers. Anyway, just the way that he's able to take the same information that we're all getting and process it on a deeper level and then share it back is something that softens the heart. It's for me, it was really moving talk that he gave.
Super,
Yeah.
super, duper. I want to announce that it's finally up officially on the wisdomofthesages.com website. You can
Yeah.
register for Italy. People, there's a bunch of people got to jump on the gun with pre-registration for those who came last year. But for those who are
That's like a perk.
interested, that was the perk of coming last year. You got to jump on it because this year it's going to fill up because we did it like at 3 different places, maybe even 4 different places this year, and we did a survey afterwards. And although it was my favorite retreat we've done so far, the people said, it was hard with us all in different places to find a cohesive team spirit. So we did it. We had to cut the amount of spaces out, and then we just have this one, basically, what do you call it? An estate that we're staying in that are owned by a villa, a beautiful villa that has a few different homes on it. And they're hundreds of years old. It's breathtaking, right on a beautiful olive and grape plantation. I mean, typical
You're
Tuscany
coming up with weird
backdrop.
words.
I'm struggling this morning.
Compound. It's kind of like a prison.
I didn't say a compound, did I? No.
What did you say?
An estate. I said it's an estate.
Estate, yeah. But
It is a beautiful
it's a
estate,
villa.
my friend. It's a
kinda
villa.
gets
Yeah, that's
the
why they say it
picture.
in other languages, a villa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that is open and kid friendly, and we're super looking forward to it.
And that's July 4th through 11th, 2026.
Yeah.
And people can go to wisdomofthesages.com to register.
And I hope I see some people, New Yorkers, in New York at the Bhakti Center. I'm going to be there Sunday. And then I'm going to be at Jai Yoga in Brooklyn on Saturday doing a kirtan and some workshops. And
Yoga del Sol on Friday night.
in New Jersey, for Jersey people. That's in Tom's River.
Are you doing something at the Bhakti Center on Saturday?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I don't think so.
Because someone told me that you were,
Mm.
but I may have been confused.
I think it's Sunday.
They may
I think
be.
at one point.
Oh, Sunday. Okay, my
doing-
thing is on
yeah.
Sunday. That
Yeah.
must be my thing's on Sunday. I'm there
Right.
at the same. I'm there at the same time doing a yoga teacher training thing.
The same time I'm doing it?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't. This was set up a long time ago. It's like a private thing. It's a private.
I know, but I think
I
the
think
yoga.
you were at the yoga
I'm
teacher
doing the yoga
training.
teacher training.
Maybe you're doing it after.
I don't know
Maybe they
anymore.
get both.
We'll
together.
figure it out. I may have everything messed up.
Okay, or maybe you're there
The
like.
packed yoga teacher training. They get Kaustubha for a class first, and you. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
Sounds great. I'd sign up. All right.
You got a spare set of glasses there, just in case the ones.
Just in case. Just in case. Hey, did you see all these videos about Vrindavan right now? It's totally flooded. The Yamuna is
heard
super high.
I heard that it flooded. Yeah.
It's just not stopping the pilgrims. They're going. They're doing Dandavat Prikram in the water. That's
No,
why
for
we
real.
go with the.
Would someone actually do? Don't tell me.
Yeah, they were just. It was.
Okay, that's
It's a
unique.
whole scene. Vrindavan.
Maybe it makes it
pilgrims.
easier.
Yeah, you just swim your Prikram.
Yeah.
It is sort of Dandavat swimming.
Okay, guys, ready for the nugget?
Here's the nugget
Okay,
from
nugget.
Miss Mara.
Well, from Mother Teresa.
Mother
Great.
Teresa.
It's a good one. She says, "Do small things with great love."
Ah,
That's a famous one, right?
Yeah, it is.
do small things with,
With
great
great
love.
Great love.
It's good.
Thoughts on that one.
Sometimes I think if I'm not, at least with my psychology, if I'm not doing something huge and impressive, it doesn't really matter. Right? Like, so we measure our worth by our size, by our quantity, but real life, real meaning is in the quality, the purity of heart behind what we do. I feel like everybody's got some type of ability. You know, some people's ability, it's unbelievable how much things they can manage to run, to run a city. It's a lot. It takes a lot of like bandwidth to run a city, to run a state, to run a country, to run to run a company with 200 employees. I'm always shocked by these people. To run an ashram, yeah. So sometimes we think, well, the bigger, the better. And there's a lot of books out there like, you got to step into bigger shoes. You can do more with your life. Why are you just sitting around on the couch? It's time for you to take a stand. And I get that. But at the same time, I feel like that has been pushing people to the point of breakdown sometimes. And I think what people need to do is to do what they can do well and consciously and spiritually with so much love. There's that story of Rāma when all the monkeys were building the bridge to Lanka, right? They had to get to Lanka. They had to kill that demon Ravana. So all the monkeys started getting giant boulders to bring
Like
this.
super monkeys.
The super monkeys bringing, yeah, they're not little chimps. These are like super monkeys, Vanaras, mystic beings.
By the way, did you see that Hanuman AI thing I sent you the other day, Raghunath?
Yes.
What do you think of that one? It's like
Well,
up
you-
close and personal.
Can we just make our own movies now? Is that what AI has
Just
come
make
to?
the whole Hanuman movie now. Boom.
Now.
Make
Okay.
it good. Make it better.
No, make it better. There's gonna be nothing left to do anymore.
I know.
Hey, I just did. AI can't cook. I don't think. Can they? Can it? No, it can't cook.
Do you think you're replacing me?
With a bot. Anyway,
yeah, Lord.
anyway,
Rama
building a
monkeys.
bridge to Lanka, and then while they're moving all these massive boulders, there's a little squirrel who's holding up a little tiny stone, like a little pebble, and he's throwing that pebble into the water to assist with the bridge. And the monkeys start laughing, like, "What are you doing? You think you're going
Get
to
out of
build
the
a
way."
bridge with a bunch of little pebbles? Step aside, squirrel." And Ram immediately corrected them, and he said, he's doing what he can.
He's giving his all.
He's doing what he can. And really, in this life, you don't have to do any more than doing what you can. Doing what you can, and do it in a very conscious, loving way. And I think with my own dilemma, my life's dilemma of like, I got to do more, that is always running through my brain. Got to do bigger, better, grander. There is something beautiful about that, but at the same time, you could also kill yourself in the process and not be as effective. So I think you just got to do what you can do, but do it with consciousness and with devotion as an offering. I mean, sometimes, we'll have a big event here at the farm, but then there's little things I have to do at the farm too, even if it's like weeding or something like that. I have to do that with the same amount of consciousness, with love, or gardening, or painting or something like that. So yeah, the tiny little pebbles don't seem to make a difference, but they do. They do, and they've done with with the appropriate intention. It changes the consciousness, and that's what we're in the business of. How can I change my consciousness? Hmm?
Yeah, I think most importantly, those tiny little pebbles, they meant as much to Ram as the boulders meant.
Good point. There
Right.
too. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Because it was, and again, this is, you just look into the Bhagavad Gita, you look into the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's asking Arjuna to fight, but he's never like taking it on like a military strategic level with him. He's actually telling him to go within and slay these demons within you. Like all the military talk that he shares really has to do, I'm not saying that the battle was just symbolic or something, but what I'm saying is when Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, he's telling him about it. He's saying fight the internal battle so that you can fight the external battle. But it's really the internal battle that he's talking about. And when and he's saying that do everything that you do, Arjuna, as an offering to me, and do it with love. And when it's offered with love, I accept it. And that's it. He doesn't say, if you win this battle, I accept you.
Right.
You know, but it's just he's offering pure love and he's asking for it back, and that's it. And so,
What a relief. What a relief of the pressure valve, Do your
Yeah.
best and leave the results up to me.
Yeah.
Woo!
And we have to understand that no matter how large whatever we're offering is, it's small.
Sure.
It's even like, like for me, it's been nice. I started this Bhagavad Gita thing, a couple weeks ago, and like I was thinking maybe 100 people get it, and I was thinking like that's a lot of people, right? To be able to teach Bhagavad Gita to 100 people, like that's exciting. And it turned out to be like now it's like 900 people, practically. And
We're going for 1,000 people. We're going for 1,000. Jump on the train.
And in one sense, I think, wow, like 900 people. But in another sense, that's nothing. That's tiny. It's like
Nothing,
I was
Kaustubha.
standing next to Jay
Nothing.
Shetty yesterday, and it's like he's got like, oh yeah, like I've got 45 million, or something like, it's like, and even that's tiny, like that's just a tiny speck. Even this entire universe, we're told, is like a tiny little mustard seed, like in a huge bag of mustard seeds,
And we're pathetically getting proud of everything that we
Yeah.
do,
So the size of what we do is always small. And it's Prabhupada encouraged us to try to do big things, and that's fine. But we always have to understand that what we're doing is small. It's the more important thing is the quality of love that we do it with. I just heard this, Raghunath. I thought it was really interesting. This was from this golfer. Apparently, he's like the #1 ranked golfer right now.
Who's that?
His name is Scotty Scheffler.
That sounds like a golfer. Hey, Scotty.
Well, I think the Scots are into golf, right? But this Scotty here is like he's American. But he says this. He had just won like the Masters, I think, like the big tournament or whatever. And he said it is great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf. Yeah, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about it because I've literally worked my entire life to be good at this sport. To have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think, is a pretty cool feeling. To get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire someone to be the best player in the world because what's the point? It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for 2 minutes. This is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of the deepest places of your heart.
That is so good to hear.
It's like, thank you.
Because we are on this ladder climbing higher and higher. And if you analyze these people who get to the top, it's just like it becomes that big. Now what? And some of us are already at the top of a ladder. And for those of us, we're just like, well, maybe I've got to be on another ladder. Maybe I'm crawling. Okay, I've caught this ladder. And what's another ladder I can climb to the top of? And we have this perfectionist mentality. But the point is, unless it's connected to the liberation of the soul, there always will be an emptiness.
Right.
Unless it's connected to the liberation of the soul. Just like, obviously this guy has some connection because pop culture talks about the ego. When he asks these questions, why am I doing this? This is something right out of, Vedantic thought. Like,
But I actually don't think he did. I think he just got there on his own. I don't know, maybe.
yeah. I mean,
know?
the ego is,
Because he didn't use any of those terms. He just said, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's not fulfilling on it. It's not really fulfilling.
I get it. It's
there
fulfilling
and
into an accomplishment. But
Yeah.
but okay, I've got that, been there, done that, and now what?
there's something in my heart
Yeah,
that is not fulfilled.
and we're not saying don't do that, don't climb ladders, but that
Right.
you've got to connect the dots between what you're doing and serving God.
Right.
And there's ways to do that, and that's a conversation as well, because sometimes we're doing things that don't seem like it really connected to God. I'm
Yeah.
working
Or
for this
let's
company.
say not. I mean, we could say serving God, but to even simplify it a bit more, let's say loving God, and through loving God, loving everyone. Right.
Yeah.
I always like that song, and we should probably do a show on that song someday. But that song, "Heart of Gold" by Neil Young. Were you into Neil Young?
Haven't
you were like
we?
a Dylan guy.
I was into Neil Young for a moment
Okay.
before I got into punk.
Because that song is just about like my life. I'm searching for a heart of gold. Like I'm trying to reach some state of awareness where I have a pure heart, and I'm looking over here and I'm looking over here. I'm not getting satisfied by these other things. And this is what the path of bhakti is communicating to us, right? What the teachings about you communicating is really what you're doing in this world through this cycle of samsara, up and down through different lifetimes, is it's all trying to direct you to purify your heart, to where you love purely without any selfishness. And so it doesn't matter if you're doing something big, which is ultimately tiny, or you're doing something tiny. If it's done purely, then you're learning the lesson that you're meant to learn in all of this. And that's why what we're going to read today, part of what we will read today, I really find it fascinating because you take the text of Vedanta. There are commentaries on this stuff that get so dense that normal people just can't, their intelligence just can't penetrate it, right? The subtleties and the nuances of understanding, the mind, the ego, the intellect, the subconscious mind. It just like goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Some paths of yoga just go deeper and deeper into that, and it's just, honestly, it gets very dry.
Unless you're into it, then it's not dry.
Yeah,
But for the most part, most brains can't wrestle that.
But we even have examples like in our literature, people that were totally into it, and when they tasted bhakti, they said, "Oh my God, what we're eating was so dry."
Yeah.
It's like, so what we're reading today is the pinnacle of Vyasadev's works. He says it himself. This is the work in my maturity. This is the spotless Purana. This is the highest level Vedic text that I'm putting out. And he was given the order to do it by Narada. So he put everything into this. And the 10th canto is the pinnacle of this work. Every verse counts. And he's just going to give us this little description, I don't know, 6 or 8 verses or something like that, about Mother Yaśoda calling Krishna, "Come in from playing, it's time to eat." And the feelings that she's feeling, it's the simplest little thing, but it's the pinnacle of Vedanta. It's just like, it's not like she was some yogi that performed austerities for 10,000 years underwater on her head, and then something broke open and some divine light opened up. No, the pinnacle yogi, the top level yogi, is just has this heart that's just like flooded with love, and she's turning to her son, who is the absolute truth in the most beautiful form of her boy, and saying, "It's time to come home for me. You've been playing enough. Everybody's waiting for you. Your father is waiting. Please come home." You know,
Mm.
uh, what one experiences in that act is the pinnacle of all existence, according to the greatest Vedic philosopher of all time. So it's I just find it very, very interesting, and these these realizations by this golfer or by Mother Teresa, I find them consistent with that. I think she got something. In one sense, she's a person that like people all around the world are praising for her good works. And she's saying, well, I'm doing what I can. But the most important thing, some of us are going to be empowered on one level, and some of us are going to be empowered on another level. It's not that one is better than the other necessarily.
Mm.
And she's getting that. She's saying, like, we all try to do something. Just try to do it infused with love, because that's what all of this is meant to be teaching us anyway. So Bhagavatam is so beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's get into this beautiful book, sir.
All right, let's do it.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasatim vyasam tato jayam. Before we start in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasprayishvabhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati utamashloke bhakti bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmadatamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with a torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, Text 12. All right. So we have little Krishna.
Yeah.
Just uprooted the trees. Trees are on the ground.
Then we have a 2-verse description. Then we'd have this chapter that's like a kind of like a bit of a smorgasbord of little pastimes, right? Like
oh, that's right. That's right.
we're kind of like this chapter is entitled "The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna," and it's just kind of like a little buffet of Krishna's leelas. Not like they're taking up a whole chapter. And we just heard a 2-verse description of this woman who was selling fruit, and
That's
Krishna
right.
came to her with just like a few grains in his hand that were falling out. There's almost nothing left, but she felt such love in her heart for him that she just gave him everything he could fit in his arms.
Hmm.
And then she turned around and her basket was full of jewels and gold.
What a story.
Yeah. And so now we get this next, beginning of text 12, the next little story.
Once after uprooting the Yamal Arjuna trees, Rohini Dev went to call Balaram and Krishna, who had both gone to the riverside and were playing with other boys with deep attention. Because of being too attached to playing with the other boys, Krishna and Balaram did not return upon being called by Rohini. Therefore, Rohini sent Mother Yasoda to call them back, because Mother Yasoda was more affectionate to Krishna and Balaram.
Interesting.
Krishna and Balaram, being attached to their play, were playing with the other boys, although it was very late. Therefore, Mother Yasoda called them back for lunch. Because of her ecstatic love and affection for Krishna and Balaram, milk flowed from her breasts.
What's that called? Spontaneous lactation?
Maybe.
I think that was the official term we got.
Spontaneous lactation.
Yeah, last week. But this is something that like most of us can relate to. Although the world is changing, right? Like America's changing. It was like, but I
No
remember
more
just going-
spontaneous lactation, or
No, not about the spontaneous lactation.
it's not
That
happening
goes on.
anymore. We don't know why.
But I'm just talking about going out and playing, and your parents calling you come back in.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah,
You go out
you
and
go
play
out, it'd be
till your
getting dark,
exhaustion.
Yeah, you want to keep playing.
Now kids just do play dates.
Yeah, it's strange, right?
A play date. get together. I never had a play date. It was actually, we did have play dates, but it was super rare.
Yeah, I
You're
feel
gonna
like
have-
part of it is like where we are is a rural area, so you have to arrange for your kids to play with anyone.
Yeah, we just
But I
had a,
guess that's the way it is
But
everywhere.
it used to be you just
even if you're in
walk
a
to the
city.
kids in your neighborhood, right?
yeah, we
That's
had
what I mean.
we
It's
had
like
kids in the
we have-
neighborhood, and we would just play, and we weren't even allowed in the house. Just like out of the house
Yeah.
and don't come back. That was my
And,
father.
and you
Just get out of the house.
unsupervised. Just go. And
Unsupervised.
yeah.
Do you mind if we carry this machete, Dad? No, just go. Get out of the house.
Okay, we're building a car here with a lawnmower engine. Yeah, go for it.
Mother Yaśoda said, my dear son, Krishna, lotus-eyed. Krishna, come here and drink the milk of my breasts. My dear darling, you must be very tired because of hunger and fatigue of playing so long. There is no need to play any more. My dear Baladev, best of our family, please come immediately with your younger brother Krishna. You both ate in the morning, and now you ought to eat something more. Nanda Maharaj, the king of Braj, is now waiting to eat. Oh, my dear son Balaram, he is waiting for you. Therefore, come back to please us. All the boys playing with you and Krishna should now go to their homes. Mother Yasoda further told Krishna, my dear son, because of playing all day, your body has become covered with dust and sand. Therefore, come back and take your bath and cleanse yourself. Today, the moon is conjoined with the auspicious star of your birth. Therefore, be pure and give cows in charity to the Brahmins. Just see how all your playmates of your own age have been cleansed and decorated with beautiful ornaments by their mothers. You should come here, and after you have taken your bath, eaten your lunch, and been decorated with ornaments, you may play with your friends again. Isn't that nice? They would decorate the kids with ornaments.
Very nice.
Yeah. I don't think I ever got ornaments. We got our hair combed. You know? I'm trying to think. I never had a watch. What's an ornament for a
Now
kid?
that was the whole description. That was it.
I guess you had to have a baseball hat. That's about as much, actually.
Okay, right.
When I
So
first started wearing ornaments, that's when my father lost it, when I first showed up with earrings in.
you never got like a cross or something like that?
No.
No.
I did not.
Come to think of it.
Never got an ornament.
So so that was it. She just called Krishna to come in, called Balaram to come in. You've been playing all day. Her heart is just flooded with like, I want to feed him. I want to care for him. And it's as normal as anything you could hear in one sense, right? She's just saying, hey, my son, please come in. It's time to eat. It's something that we've all, I mean, it's something very common. There was no thing that happened there like she looked in Krishna's mouth and saw the whole universe, or there was some secret teaching about how we have to let go of everything in life and the world is temporary, or there's none of that. It was all about feeling, about the love in which she called out to him, what was going on in her heart when she's calling him and what she's feeling. And it kind of ends just with this last verse.
My dear Maharaj Burkett, because of intense love and affection for Mother Yasoda, Krishna's mother considered Krishna, who was at the peak of all opulences, to be her own son. Thus she took Krishna by the hand, along with Balaram, and brought them home, where she performed her duties by fully bathing them, dressing them, and feeding them.
Okay.
Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued.
Well,
Then-
let's just slow down just for 1 second. So he says here, sneha nibadhadi, right? And so sneha means like affection, but it also means oil, right? Like a oily affection. And nibadha means engaged, and di means meditation. So she had a meditation that was deeply engaged with affection, with love. Like when you say di, when you use that word, for anyone that's familiar with the Vedic text, it brings you to the Gayatri mantra, right? Like di mahi, I meditate. And so here, I think what's happening is like Vyasadeva, and for that matter, Shukadeva Goswami, who's like this incredible mystic, right? when he uses that term, he's identifying her as a yogi. He's identifying her as a meditator, although she doesn't look like one at all, right? She just looks like a housewife, mother, right? Calling her son in to eat. But he's saying, actually, she's got this very deeply engaged meditation. But it's a sneha meditation. It's a love meditation, right? And so he's pointing out for us, look at this yogi. She's the best.
All right, where are we?
Text 21.
21. Then, one time, having seen the great disturbances in Vrindavan, all the elderly persons and the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj assembled and began to consider what to do to stop the continuous disturbing situations in Braj.
There's been like a whole list of dangers. And things,
Danger, inauspicious, violent demons around our children. Something's weird here. Maybe we should move.
Yeah, that's what
At this meeting, all the inhabitants of Gokul, a cowherd man named Upananda, who was the most mature in age and knowledge, and was very experienced according to time, circumstances, and country, made this suggestion for the benefit of Balaram and Krishna.
So this is the older brother of Nanda, right? Upananda.
Yeah.
There's like a whole set of brothers. They were kind of like helping organize the community.
He said, "My dear friends, the cowherd men, in order to do good to this place, Gokul, we should leave it, because so many disturbances are always occurring here, just for the purpose of killing Krishna and Balaram. The child Krishna, simply by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was somehow or other rescued from the hands of that Rakshashi Putana," right? That was the witch, who was determined to kill him. Then again, by the mercy of the Supreme Godhead, the hand cart missed falling upon the child. Then again, the whirlwind demon, Srinivarta, in the form took the child away into the dangerous sky to kill him, but the demon fell down onto a slab of stone. In that case, also by the mercy of Lord Vishnu or his associate, the child was saved. Even the other day, neither Krishna nor any of his playmates died from the falling of the two trees, although the children were near those trees or even between them. This also is to be considered by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they're still in the dark that this is God.
Yeah.
But they are realizing, like, okay, there's some problems here. We got to get these kids out of here. This place is cursed, perhaps.
Okay.
All these incidents are being caused by some unknown demon. Because he comes here to create another disturbance, it's our duty to go Before he comes here to create another disturbance, it is our duty to go somewhere else with the boys until there are no more disturbances.
Okay.
Between Nandeshwar and Madhavan, there's a place called Vrindavan. This place is very suitable because it is lush with grass, plants, and creepers from the cows and other and creepers for the cows and other animals.
Okay.
It has
so
nice
first
gardens.
consideration is, will it be a good place for the cows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has nice gardens and tall mountains, and is full of facilities for the happiness of all gopas and gopis and our animals. So it can be confusing. I thought they were in Vrindavan. I thought, actually, the whole area of Braja Bhumi is this very big area, and sometimes Prabhupada will, in general, call the whole area Vrindavan. But they're all different places. There's Gokul, there's Govardhan, there's Barshana, there's Jawat, there's Raval, there's Madhavan, there's all the different forests of Braj. So now they're actually going to go where Krishna will end up being a teenager, and this is where the Rasa Leela. So when we go to Vrindavan, or when we go to the bazaar, Loy Bazaar, that is the area of the Rasa Leela. That's where Krishna, in his very charming, and Radha in her Kaishori form. That's each place has different pastimes that are going on there, according to their age. Okay, therefore, let us immediately go today. There is no need to wait any further, and if you agree to my proposal, let us prepare all the bullock carts and put the cows in front of us, and let us go. Upon hearing this advice from Upananda, the cowherd men unanimously agreed. Very nice, they said. Very nice. Thus, they sorted out their household affairs, placed their clothing and other paraphernalia on the carts, and immediately started for Vrindavan.
All right, we're gonna go. This is like one of those,
Wagon trains.
yeah, wagon train across the West. Yeah.
Keeping all the old men, women, children, household paraphernalia on bullock carts, and keeping all the old cows in front, the cowherd men picked up their bows and arrows with great care and sounded bugles made of horn. O King Pritchett, in this way, the bugles vibrating all around, the cowherd men, accompanied by their priest, began their journey. Sheesh. The old days. The cowherd men riding on the bullock carts were... The cowherd women riding on the bullock carts were dressed very nicely with excellent garments, and their bodies, especially their breasts, were decorated with fresh kumkum powder. As they rode, they began to chant with great pleasure.
Sounds like they were a bit revealing their clothing, like the
Yeah, I think they were a little
décolletage.
bit revealing. They were. Thus, hearing about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram with great pleasure, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balaram for even a moment, got up with them on one bullock cart. In this situation, they all looked very beautiful. In this way, they entered Vrindavan,
Again, this is another just snapshot that we're getting, right? Here's what the spiritual world looks like. You know, it's just this love-filled community. Everybody's kind of centered around this loving of Krishna, but loving each other, and it's kind of prosperous and everything too. You know, there's kind of a simplicity to it, but a kind of like a natural kind of prosperity to it, but just overall, there's these deep feelings of love for Krishna as they're all moving now for his sake.
And I think it's important to say that sometimes we feel like spirituality is exclusively for those who isolate themselves. Not
Yeah.
true. Not true. Matter of fact, a lot of the things I have to work out with my own life and my shortcomings has to be done within community, within the context of a family, within the context of elders, within the context of children. These are huge things for our spiritual growth. And there may be a time where we need a little isolation, but it's not, has to be one or the other. Anyway, in this way, they entered Vrindavan, where it was always pleasing to live in all seasons. They made a temporary place to inhabit by placing their bullock carts around them in the shape of a half moon. Clever. O king, when Rāma and Krishna saw Vrindavan, Govardhan and the banks of the river Yamuna, they both enjoyed great pleasure. In this way, Krishna and Balaram, acting like small boys and talking in half-broken language, gave transcendental pleasure to all the inhabitants of Braj, and in due course of time, they became old enough to take care of the calves.
Oh, that's a big time
How
right there.
adorable. That's like the next stage of life. You know, I got my son riding the tractor now. It's his next stage of life.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in mowing. When you get a little older, you can use the push mower. The driving mower is easier for kids. Not far away from their residential quarters, both Krishna and Balaram, equipped with all kinds of playthings, played with other cowherd boys and began to tend the small calves.
A lot of fun when that starts.
I'm sure. Sometimes Krishna and Balaram would play on their flutes, and sometimes they would throw ropes and stones devised for getting fruits from the trees. Sometimes they would throw only stones, and sometimes, their ankle bells tinkling, they would play football with fruits like bale and amalaki. Sometimes they would cover themselves with blankets and imitate cows and bulls and fight with one another, roaring loudly, and sometimes they would imitate the voices of the animals. In this way, they enjoyed sporting exactly like two ordinary human children. Now, one day, while Krishna and Balaram, along with their playmates, were tending the calves on the bank of the river Yamuna, another demon arrived, desiring to kill them. They can't get away from these demons, huh?
And still.
When the Supreme Personality of Godhead saw the demon had assumed the form of a calf.
No, that's just
That is
a wolf in sheep's clothing right there,
right.
practically. Yeah.
And he snuck in with the other calves, like, don't notice me. I'm the calf with the demon horns. He pointed out to Balaram, here's another demon.
He saw right through it.
Then he very slowly approached that demon, as if he did not understand the demon's intentions. Thereafter, Sri Krishna caught that demon calf by the hind legs and tail and whirled the demon's body very strongly until the demon was dead. Just like,
Centrifugal force.
centrifugal force. And therefore threw him into the top of a kapita tree, which then fell down along with the body of the demon, who assumed a great form.
Can you tell me anything about this type of tree, Raghunath?
A kapita tree? No, it's not like a Latin. Have to Google that. What is a kapita tree? I got Mara on that. She's my botanist partner. Upon seeing the dead body of the demon, all the coward boys exclaimed, "Well done, Krishna. Very good. Very, very good. Thank you, Krishna." In the upper
Yeah, it's a wood apple tree. It's also known as a wood apple. It's a slow-growing, deciduous tree native to India. It produces a hard-shelled fruit with an aromatic, tangy, and sweet sour pulp that's used both for food and medicine.
Is the wood apple that green,
I wonder if it's a bale.
like
Oh,
the
no,
big bumpy green thing?
No, that's a cherimoya.
Like a
No, not cherimoya. There's something.
You've never seen this one.
Raghunath, don't be so, you're so dismissive of me lately. You don't know. It's not that. No, you've never seen this. You and your limited experience in this world.
It's got a hard grayish shell, the fruit.
Yeah, almost looks like yeah.
What does it look
You
like?
actually have never seen it. I've never seen it either.
I think what Raghu meant to say was he had never seen it.
No.
And him.
Teaming up now. We are teaming up. Okay.
Upon seeing the dead body of the demon, the coward boys exclaimed, "Well done, Krishna. Very good. Thank you." In the upper planetary systems, all the demigods were pleased, and therefore they showered flowers on the supreme personality of Godhead. After killing the demon, Krishna and Balaram finished their breakfast in the morning, and while continuing to take care of themselves, they wandered here and there. Krishna and Balaram, the supreme personalities who maintain the entire creation, now took charge of the calves as if cowherd boys. They grew up here. One day, all the boys, including Krishna and Balaram, each taking his own group of calves, brought the calves to a reservoir of water, desiring to allow them to drink. After the animals drank the water, the boys drank the water. Right by the reservoir, the boys saw a gigantic body resembling a mountain peak and struck down, and it was struck down by a thunderbolt. They were afraid.
In other words, like a peak that was struck down by a thunderbolt.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like a big top of a mountain sitting right in front of him.
They were afraid to even see such a huge living being. That great-bodied demon was named Bakasura.
Okay. Duck demon, Raghunath.
Duck demon. He assumed the body of a duck with a very sharp beak. Having come there, he immediately swallowed Krishna.
Now, ducks don't generally. I think it may be some other kind of waterfowl, actually, that we're talking about here, right?
Why? What
ducks, do they have
don't
sharp-
ducks do?
They don't have
Kaustubha?
sharp beaks.
Okay.
That's more like a
Yeah.
crane or something, right?
Yeah, baka is like a crane, I think.
Yeah.
But ducks do eat things.
No doubt.
They eat frogs. I've seen a duck eat a frog. Shocking. Beautiful duck. I was like, what are you doing? Okay. The great-bodied demon was named Bakasura, assumed the body of a duck. Okay. When Balaram and other boys...
Having come there, he immediately swallowed Krishna. That's an important detail. I don't know if we covered that one.
Yeah, I said that, right? He immediately swallowed Krishna. Okay, it's like this could end the story right here in the whole Bhagavatam. But when Balaram and the other boys saw Krishna have been just devoured by a giant duck, they became almost unconscious, like senses without life. Like, where's Krishna?
That's what
Krishna.
those ducks do. They swallow things whole, right? Like they get a fish and they
They throw their head up and look back, and they just shake it down their throat. Krishna, who is the father of Lord Brahma, but who is acting as the son of a cowherd man, became like fire, burning the root of the demon's throat. Right? Imagine you throw it down your throat, but it's turned into a fireball.
This is like
And
that
the
time
demon-
you're choking on that Flintstones chewable thing, Raghunath.
Right. It's like the time I was choking on that
You start to panic.
Pepto-Bismol or whatever it was. It was a zinc tablet. When the demon saw that Krishna... Okay, wait. I'm lost, Mara. Where am I? When the throat's demon... The demon's Bakasura immediately... Okay.
Hold
One
on,
more
just
time.
start
Here's
50
text
again.
50.
Yeah.
Krishna, who is the father of Lord Brahma, but who was acting as the son of a cowherd man, became like fire, burning the root of the demon's throat, and the demon Bakasura immediately disgorged him.
Phew. Coughed him up.
When the demon saw that Krishna, although having been swallowed, was unharmed, he immediately attacked Krishna again with his sharp beak.
See that
When
thing?
Krishna,
Big, huge. It must have been a huge beak coming down at him.
yeah, I mean,
Pointy
beaks are tough. Even small beaks are pretty
Painful.
and painful. Yeah. At that time, when Krishna, the leader of the Vaishnavas, isn't that a beautiful way to put it? Krishna, what's the Sanskrit for that, Kaustubha? Krishna, the leader of the Vaishnavas,
Krishna.
saw that the demon Bakasura,
So it just says Satam Pati.
some
It
Satampati,
sounds like the leaders of the Satam means like the devotees or the truthful,
okay,
civilized gentlemen, and then Pati, the protector of, the master of, the husband of, the director of.
okay. Saw that the demon Bakasura, the friend of Kamsa, was endeavoring to attack him. With his arms, he captured the demon by the two halves of the beak, and in the presence of all cowherd boys, Krishna very easily bifurcated him, as a child splits a blade of Virana glass.
Grass.
By thus killing the demon, Krishna very much pleased the denizens of heaven. Devotees use the word bifurcated a lot because of this story.
Bifurcate. You gotta
Otherwise-
bifurcate that over there.
Otherwise, we no. I would live and die never using the word bifurcated. At that time, the celestial denizens of the higher planetary systems showered Malika Pushpa, flowers grown from the Nanda Kanana garden, that's Indra's garden, upon Krishna, the enemy of Bakasura. They also congratulated him by sounding celestial kettle drums and conch shells and offering prayers. Seeing this, the cowherd boys were struck with wonder.
So they're eager for the demons to, the asuras who have taken these unusual forms, but they're their enemies, and okay, Krishna took one out. Oh, took another one out. They're celebrating.
Hi.
Okay.
I
We
think
could
we're out of
finish this.
time.
There's just a few verses left. Oh, we
Alright.
didn't announce that there's no show tomorrow or the next day or the next day or next day. I need to announce
Next show will be Monday morning.
that. Okay.
Monday.
My schedule, by the way, is a little tricky. This because Radha Swami's in town. Normally, I would do Chaitanya Charitamrita reading either tonight or Friday, but we'll announce. We'll put the word out on the platform.
Yeah, Kaustubha.
Do you want to read
Sorry.
this?
Just as the senses are pacified when consciousness and life return, so when Krishna was freed from this danger, all the boys, including Balaram, thought that their life had been restored. They embraced Krishna in good consciousness, and then they collected their own calves and returned to Brajabhumi, where they declared the incident loudly. When the cowherd men and women heard about the killing of Bakasura in the forest, they were very much astonished. Upon seeing Krishna and hearing the story, they received Krishna very eagerly, thinking that Krishna and the other boys had returned from the mouth of death. Thus, they looked upon Krishna and the boys with silent eyes, not wanting to turn their eyes aside now, for the boys were safe.
Small things of great love, right there.
There's a lot of verses left.
Yeah, maybe we should.
There's a lot of verses left. We should stop.
Mayor's like end the show.
Well, all right. Ready?
Got rules. There's rules in this country, Kaustubha.
We have a meeting too at 8.
We got a meeting.
Yeah.
Your puja. Got to go for our walk.
Kind of bifurcate this show, Mara.
All right. I do have some good takeaways today.
Okay.
Do what you can do. Do it well with great love and devotion.
Bifurcate, Davy.
Yeah.
The tiny pebbles mean as much to Lord Rama as the boulders.
I'd probably also never say the word denizen. That word's thrown around a lot.
I
Yeah,
don't
and
think
I'd never
you
use
do
that.
say it other than when you're reading Bhagavatam.
Maybe I don't say it. Okay. I still don't say it. I still don't say bifurcate that much.
Do you want to takeaways?
Sure.
All you have to do is give it your all with great love.
That's right.
Next time Jamie Stepp comes over, we're splitting wood. I'm going to say, hey, Jamie, bifurcate that wood over there. We're going to stack it up.
Upgrade your consciousness to do everything as an offering with love.
Look at Raghunath. That's
He's just
looking
thinking
sideways.
about.
Look at that
Jamie
sideways.
Stepp,
Look at that.
leaf blower, splitting wood.
Stink
How to-
eye over there.
How to say bifurcate denizens.
Trying to think how I can use bifurcate in my regular language, my conversationally.
The size of what we do is always very small.
That's right.
It always is, no matter how big it is.
Small.
Even winning the Masters doesn't fulfill your heart.
The
It
Masters.
could. It could. Maybe you're doing it wrong.
Sounds like a big deal, right? The Masters.
The Masters. You are the master.
They give you
Unless
a coat, right? Like they give you like a green coat that you put on.
I know nothing about golf, man.
Yeah.
They give you a coat? That's
Yeah,
good.
like a jacket, like a suit jacket.
Better than a
Trophy.
belt,
A
a
belt.
UFC belt.
unless it's connected to the liberation of the soul, there will be emptiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
even squirrels can be of service.
Oh, yeah. Even
Even
squirrels
squirrels
can
can
be
do
of
what?
squirrels.
Be of
E-
service.
Of service.
Yeah.
With the appropriate consciousness. You can get some spaced out squirrels, too. Kaustubha. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. And remember, go to wisdomofthesages.com to sign up for Italy. It is open, and it's going to sell out this year quicker than usual because of the spaces are extremely limited. Kid-friendly, teen-friendly. And it's also friendly for your partners, not so into Bhakti, but they want to support you. And it's just like an easy in to meet cool-minded, down-to-earth people.